better, and for some people the money come easier, blah blah. For me, like as an example, you can put it like most of the time, like I like to, in most of the situation, to go with inexpensive brand, but I recognize that at some situation, the need of buying some good, clothing, like you go to a wedding and stuff like that, you don't go to an expensive or whatever, They need to see that you have this balance, what some people think, other people think like that, and what do I think, So they need to see you that you're doing this assessment, So yeah, kind of like that. So and also those guys, they're gonna ask you like different tricks, like you need to make something, like to write something in 120 words or whatever, 50 words to do something, to explain something. And they'll say, like about this, if you learn like a few phrases that they can fit in all the situation, like if you learn this, in my opinion is this, blah, blah, like already you put, without like, instead of saying like the red cars are faster, like a simple proposition, you put, in my opinion, I think that the red car are faster. You suddenly you put there almost 20 words, saying the same shit, But yeah, so they teach you all of these tricks that it will make you pass much easier, They will tell you what they're expecting for you, And you'll need to learn a lot of, you have the writing test, you have the listening test, you have the speaking test, and,
So that is like 150 words writing essay? Or like
they're different. So one part of the writing test is an essay, but they have different parts. That I mean, one thing it was like on the listening. I think that is the worst part, because you're gonna need to listen to conversation to different people, which could have different type of accents, like Indian accent, Chinese accent, and stuff like that, and talk with each other, Basically, they're gonna give you a scenario which you have a set of questions on the paper.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're gonna start to hear a conversation, and during that conversation, you need also to reply to those, to write the questions down. For example, it will be like questions, where is Mary going in this morning, So there are two people that they're meeting, like, hi Mary, hi Susan, how are you going? Oh, I'm going to school. And you hear that, quickly put to school,
Yeah.
And at what hour the bus that go to school gonna go there, or in a holiday excursion or something like that. And they have not everything is easy. They have a lot of tricky ones that it's telling you, like, at what hour the bus will gonna go to the event. And the guys there talking, what about the event? You heard about it? Yeah. I think the bus, like we can take the bus like from 9 o'clock and we'll be there at 10 o'clock. No. They reschedule that. It's quarter hour, sooner than that. So they give you doesn't say it's like, instead of 9 o'clock, it's 8:45. They're going to tell you it's quarter hour sooner or whatever. So, but if you listen to the first one and you don't pay attention, you already start to write 9 o'clock, you already failed, because they can, somebody can tell an answer, but not necessarily is the right one, because the other one can contradict him and tell him the right answer.
Yeah.
And after that, another one can contradict him and give him another answer,
Yes.
Or stuff like, what is the salary that Mary it's earning per year, and there are 3 people that they're talking, and only one of them will gonna tell you that I have $120 or 120,000.
Yeah.
The other one says, I have only one, I have only half of that, and the other one, hey, I have 10,000 more than you.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, they keep talking, but you need to calculate, if this guy has 120 and that guy has half of that guy, that means that he has 60,
Yeah.
and this one have 10,000 more than that means 70. So we need to do all of these calculation, and in the meantime, those guys, they keep talking, and you find out that you missed another 3 answers, So
Yeah.
it's made in such a way that if you're a native speaker of English language, you can deduce this one straight away. But if you are at the beginning,
Yep.
they have easy questions, and after that intermediate question have, and also harder questions. So
Yes.
with that score, they exactly know, because they see, he answered only the easy question, and intermediate one is get lost, heavy one, he didn't done nothing, he didn't catch it. So they can pinpoint you with accuracy, like where you are on that scale,
Yeah.
So they have also, as I told you, they have also like easy ones, like what is the name of the roommate, what is the name of the school, what is the number of the bus, or how many people go in the bus, how many people, they have also this stuff that they can be easily, but keep in mind that you need to, in the same time that you listen to these guys, you need to look over those questions, and when you want to find an answer, to write it down. So yeah, if you don't have the English as a second language, it will be hard to do this without the training,
Yeah.
I mean, there's still there are also some they selling books and audio files,
Yeah.
that allow you to train especially for this. Yeah, there are books about IELTS.
IELTS, yes.
Yeah, and they give you the answer, and they give you example of essays and stuff like that. And in a lot of things that you can memorize, like how can you start an essay? How can you finish an essay? What do you put in the middle of the essay, So they're like standard formulas and standard, which you're gonna, if you're going there only with the English that you hear every day around you,
Yeah.
it's not good,
Okay.
I mean, maybe you can pass it, but you're like barely passing it, but if you go there prepared, knowing, what they will gonna ask from you and stuff like that, you know exactly what to look for, And also you're gonna have like the speaking one, you're gonna have an interview with somebody. And it will be like a normal thing, like they're gonna ask you, who are you, where did you work, what did you do, but in those questions they want to see how fluent are you in English, like what is your favorite hobby, I like fishing. Okay, can you describe me a piece of equipment from the fishing, like what are the components of that thing? I have the rod, I have this, I have that. So if you start to, I have a hook and the worm and the rod. They said, yeah, it doesn't know too much. But you start to explain, like each piece, how it's working and how it's, like could be anything. I'm giving you fishing as an example. Could be photography. Describe me a, photographic equipment. Describe me a camera. Like which was the last camera that you had? You could say, I received a camera of my birthday. Can you describe me that one? So they can pick on things that you tell them, like, I received a camera on my birthday. It was a Nikon. Okay, describe the camera to me. What Nikon it was? It was an, Nikon F5. It was a film camera. It has on the front screen, doesn't have an LCD camera, but LCD screen. but you have this one for where this button you can adjust this, on this button you can adjust that. You have also dial that you can adjust the exposure. You have this thing that you can roll up the film inside and stuff like that. So they're gonna kind of try to start a conversation with you, and after that, based on what conversation you're going to, they're gonna ask you something more details about that, you know.
Yes.
And as an example, you know, like what are your hobby, or where did you work? Describe me what did you work, you know, in telecommunications. So if you prepare yourself like in advance with, I have this hobby, read about the hobby, read about the work, how do you do the work and stuff like that, you know. Because sometimes it's like just stupid question, you know, you don't expect them to, but they're just looking for your level of expertise in English, you know. It's like you know, like a trap. They're laying a trap for you, yeah. Now, when you have time and you're doing nothing, you can put yourself you go on YouTube and put yourself some audiobooks in English.
Yes.
You know? And yeah, it will help you because it will allow you to be more comfortable around this. And you could find something like a book, famous book that you read it in your language, and you know about the subject, you know that, and try an audio book in English about that book, because you know, you have an idea what is there, so you can understand, you know. So if it's some part in English that you don't understand, you're gonna remember that you read it, so you have an idea what's happening there.
About speaking, listening.
Sorry?
The part of the test, exam.
The listening?
Yes, listening.
Yeah.
Writing. Speaking.
Yeah.
Oh,
So speaking, you're going with, I think speaking, you're going with an officer, you know, one of those.
Like native.
Yeah.
English.
So face to face in a
like
room, along with that,
communication.
and you do the communication. You know? The writing test is being a room full of other students, all of them, you know, like in a classroom,
Yes.
and the voices will come somewhere from the ceiling. At least when I done mine, it was coming from the ceiling, and it was, you know, not so state-of-the-art sound in that, you know, and it has like sometimes you can barely understand what he's saying, and I think it is like the people that are being in that thing, they're speaking with accent, you know, like Indian accent or stuff like that, and but still it was in English, but you know, with a little bit with diversified accent to see if you can still catch it, you know, and that thing has a few parts, you know. So in one part they talking about, you know, it's a dialogue between two students, and after that ending, and you fill up that page with question, next page it's another question. It'll tell you, turn the page up, now we start test number 2.
Yeah.
Okay, please listen carefully and respond to the question. And it will start another test. It's also in this thing, you know. Could have somebody who's talking about, imagine when somebody's just talking about something very boring, about chemistry and something like that, and there's something that you don't understand anything, and you like feel that you're falling asleep, and you still need to pay attention to reply. So they have all of kind of these tricks, you know, and I think they still have kind of the same type of, you know. So it will depend also where you're gonna give the yells, stuff like that. Maybe they have better facilities, maybe they're gonna give you speaker, you know, the headphones and stuff like that, so you can understand better. But